20 Powerful Leadership Tips. Tip number 1. Give team members recognition. Has a member of your team accomplished something? Make sure you give them the recognition they deserve. They feel appreciated when the work they put in gets noticed. Tip number 2. Let your team members know about change. If you are planning on making a major change for your business and it will positively or negatively affect your employees, make sure you let them know of what could happen ahead of time rather than surprise them. Tip number 3. Create a good work/life balance for everyone. Things can get busy. You know that life is just as important as work. Make sure you create that balance for you and your team members. This way, they can be productive but also make time to spend time with family. Tip number 4. Give everyone a chance to share their ideas. There may be a few people that are eager to share their ideas. Make sure they have a chance to voice what they are. Furthermore, make sure they have their day at the discussion table before a decision is made. Tip number 5. Hold yourself accountable. Holding yourself accountable for the mistakes you've made or falling short of goals will set you apart from those who refuse to do this. This will make you a leader that has integrity in the eyes of your team. Tip number 6. Be honest and transparent. If you want to gain and retain the trust of your team members, you want to be as open and honest as possible. Do not lie to them or intentionally ignore any promises you made. Tip number 7. Change course when necessary. Mid-project, something can happen beyond yours and your team's control. If this results in a loss of time, you can change course so long as it reaches your destination. Tip number 8. Check on your employees if something seems wrong. If you notice an employee not in a good mood and their performance at work shows, don't be afraid to check on them and talk to them in private. Be confidential and offer any resources if needed. Tip number 9. Always keep track of the numbers. Whether it's the productivity numbers for each employee to the business revenue for the quarter, keep track of the numbers. This may be quite a task, but it can give you a glimpse into your future plans. It can also mean drastic changes if things are better or worse. Tip number 10. Observe team members who have leadership potential. If you see a team member that appears to have traits and qualities in being a leader, observe them closely. You can decide on giving them authority over a project and allow them to take the lead. It'll be a test of how they can handle the pressure and duties of what you do. Tip number 11. Eliminate your limiting beliefs and fears. These are the kisses of death for any leader. Your limiting beliefs and fears will make you hesitant to make decisions, even when time isn't on your side. Tip number 12. Provide performance management sooner. Most companies do semi-annual or annual performance management reviews. You can do this every quarter or in real time, depending on the size of your team and other factors. Tip number 13. Give struggling team members a chance to improve. You may need to pull aside a team member who may be struggling with productivity or may not be doing a good job. Give them an action plan to help them improve. Tip number 14. Become a mentor. A leader can play a role as a mentor, especially for someone who may be looking to move up in their career. You can provide them with advice, tools, resources, and much more. Tip number 15. Be open to communicate with your team. Communication is important. So remind your team members that your door is always open if they have any questions, comments, or concerns. Tip number 16. Practice and encourage mindfulness. The office can be stressful at times. But you can practice mindfulness exercises and encourage your team to do the same. Take care of yourself and the team that keeps things running. Tip number 17. Encourage your team to move around at times. A person's health and well-being should be a priority. If they are sitting in front of a desk or computer for much of the day, remind them to take a break during parts of the day to prevent short and long-term issues. Tip number 18. Provide positive reinforcement. Whether a person is doing a great job or needs that extra push, a little positive reinforcement can go a long way. Let them know that if they need any help, you will be willing to provide it. Tip number 19. Be a good listener. This is what makes communication effective. Listen and take notes. Also, ask questions which may include repeating what they said to ensure you were listening. Tip number 20. Ask for other people's opinions. This can involve equipment they might be using to perform their jobs efficiently or some kind of change you've been pondering at the office. Either way, ask for the opinions of your team members to see if it's received as a positive or negative thing.